Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to talk to you about how to become a background actor. So as you guys may have figured already, I do background acting. I actually been doing background acting for 2 years. I started in 2017 and I absolutely love it. One thing that people don't understand is that background acting is actually very easy to get into, and you don't need experience in acting at all to get started. And the reason for that is because background acting is just that. Background acting is about filling in the space within a scene. So you're basically doing things that you normally would do. So say, you're at the coffee shop. What would you do at a coffee shop? You would drink coffee, or you would be on your laptop, or you'd be talking with friends. The same thing if you went to a grocery store, you would be just walking around the aisles and looking for the stuff you need. And this is literally what they cast for it. They will literally put in the casting, need extras for a coffee shop scene, need extras for a movie scene or something. You're at a movie theater and they just need you to sit in the seats and act very engaged. So if that's something that you're used to doing on a regular basis, you can do this in background acting. So let's talk getting started. So to get started, first get a headshot ready and together. So decide what your look is, whatever your look you're going for. You want that represented in your photo, however you currently look. Because if you take a photo of how you currently look and then you show up on set with like red hair, and maybe in your photo you had brown hair, that can really work against you, because if they're not feeling it, you can get sent home. So that's something you want to avoid. And it also just doesn't look very professional. Even though we are background actors, we are still expected to be professional and to really walk on set prepared and ready to go. So with that being said, make sure that your headshot is a representation of your current look. So you're probably thinking, how do I get a headshot? What do I do? Well, what you're going to do is find local photographers in your area. Maybe you're not in LA yet and you're, still in the Midwest, or you're over, in the South, and you are just, you're fresh. You're trying to figure out, okay, well, how do I find a photographer in my area? You don't need a professional photographer. You can always get someone who just knows how to take pictures really well, that can just take a really nice headshot of you. And if you want ideas on like looks to do or expressions that maybe you want to do in your photo, Google it, look it up online and see what kind of poses or what kind of expressions you want to do. But also keep in mind that you also want to be yourself in your photo. You do not want to try to copy someone and maybe grab a look that you think the casting directors want. Totally be yourself, because they're booking you off of who you are. Now, when it comes to money and finding a photographer, some photographers are very, very expensive. So this is why, starting off, you want to make sure that you utilize all your resources. So if you have someone who's willing to take your photos for free, go that route. You don't need anything extravagant, just something that is really nice and shows off a nice profile of your face and shows off your current look. Now, you can also look for photographers that are doing a trade for, which means they are trying to build up their portfolio. So they're looking for models that are willing to take photos and just get, free photos in exchange for that. So it really is a win-win, because you get free photos and they get to build up their portfolio. Now, you can find photographers on sites like Model Mayhem, and also like LA Casting. Those are some good sites that you can go to as well. Trust me, there's tons of photographers in LA. So if you do come out here and you're just fresh space and you're looking for somebody, there's plenty of options. Now, let me talk about the misconceptions about background acting, or getting into background acting. I've spoken to several people before that just seem to think that, they need to be a certain height, they need to be a certain weight, they need to be a certain skin tone. They need to look a certain way in order to do background acting. And the reality is that no, you don't. Like I mentioned before, you are basically, doing regular everyday activities that you would do just in your regular everyday life, but you're doing them on camera. And you're not really going to be seen unless the specific job says that you're going to be a featured extra. So unless you are going into it knowing that you're going to be a featured extra, most likely you're not really going to be seen. You're just in the background. And so you just want to just walk in with a confidence knowing that you belong there. Anybody can do it. Anyone can be a background actor. They're looking for that diversity because it needs to look as realistic as possible. So unless they put up a casting and they only want a certain ethnicity, then it's open for everybody. So, and they'll say that. They'll have the casting, they'll say looking for extras, and it'll put all ethnicities if they want all ethnicities. If they want just a certain ethnicity, they'll put that on there. So there's casting for everybody. So don't get discouraged. Don't think that, you need to look a certain way or you need to have all this experience in acting, because you do not. Just go for it and just see where it takes you. So now I'm going to talk about the casting sites that I use. So for one, I use LA Casting, and this is a good site because it's easy to navigate. It's self-submit. There's a lot of self-submit sites online. Some other ones being BACKSTAGE.com, Actors Access. There's some other ones as well. And I highly recommend utilizing these services because when you get started, you are a non-union actor. So non-union basically means that you are not a part of SAG. And SAG is basically the actors union, which is there to protect actors and also to guarantee you a higher rate. So what you want to do is get signed up with these websites with your beautiful headshot that you just took. And you're going to fill out some of the basic information about maybe talents and skills that you have that maybe could be utilized in certain projects. And so once you have all that done, you're going to go ahead and pay for, you're going to pay for your subscription first because all of these are subscription based. And for me, I highly recommend just paying for the whole year instead of doing month to month. If you do need to do month to month, by all means do it. With LA Casting, it's $14.99 a month. And then I forgot what the yearly fee is, but it's definitely, of course, going to be a whole lot more than $14.99 a month. But usually they give you a little discount for doing the full year, just like with Backstage.com. You get a little bit of like a discount off that yearly price for doing the full year. But that way, it's just peace of mind and you don't have to worry about it. One thing with LA Casting is you can cancel anytime. So if for some reason, you did month to month and you need to like stop it for a little bit, you can. You just won't be able to submit for projects. So just keep that in mind when you do make that decision, but you can always jump back on and they can always just start your subscription back up from where you started. You also, there's also another place you can go to, and that's Central Casting. So for Central Casting, you actually have to go to the building and get signed up there, do all the paperwork, and they will actually call you and send you out on different jobs. Like say, they're looking at your headshot and they feel like you would be good for a certain project, then they will send you to that. Well, first they'll make sure you're available. And then once you respond that you are available, then they'll send you on this gig. But if not, then they will just kind of like, move on to the next person. But with Central Casting, you can always call into the number and then see what castings are available. That's something else you can do. I believe Central Casting is it's in LA and New York, and I believe it's in Atlanta. Not sure. I think it is, but those are resources for you. So if for some reason you got something booked with Central Casting, you can always like fly out to New York if you need to, or fly out to Atlanta, wherever they're filming, and you can get paid for it. So that's a really great resource when you arrive in LA to go to Central Casting. All right, guys, so that's it. Very easy, very simple, right? You don't need to look a certain way. You don't need to have a lot of money. You don't need to have a lot of experience. You can get started at background acting right away and make extra money on the side if that's what you want to do, or you can do it full time and make, continue to make money that way as well. I would definitely have more videos to come covering this topic. If I didn't cover something that you want to know a little more about, go ahead and leave me a comment in the comment box below. Don't forget to like, comment, and share this video with your friends. And I will catch you next time. All right, bye.